Welcome to the Festival of Storytellers.
I can't tell you how excited I am to be on right now. It's been a couple of weeks of excitement, getting prepared, and I've done a lot of things in my life, but this has got to be close to the top.
Thank you, Reader's Magnet, and thank you, John, for putting this forth and taking the chance on us authors in presenting this out to the world.
I've enjoyed this immensely, Joanne.
Ellie, so have I. Thank you for who you are, and thank you, Reader's Magnet. You all are beautiful, and you've worked so very hard, and we are blessed.
We are.
I thank everybody that's involved with this process, because we know writers need readers and writers need publishers. We thank Reader's Magnet and everybody that's involved. I love Reader's Magnet. They say, we share your stories with the world.
Well, hi there. As you can see, I was having some technical difficulties. My computer went down and I was on my phone, and so I was like, okay, Lord, let's get this computer up so I can see the the chat, and so I'll know when I'm supposed to shut down. Well, good evening. I'm Luckisha Townsend, and we're going to be talking about Your Wealth Lives Within, how to use your most powerful wealth building tool to secure your future. Thank you, Noelle. I'm telling you that was I'm glad for the intro. That helped. The intro helped me get on here. All right. So today, I'm hoping that I get a lot of people to comment, or at least I have some questions. I love that. But I was going to talk about today. My book, is definitely I'm definitely a spiritual person, and I believe in the word, in the Bible. And this book, is it definitely based on, what the word says. The Lord wanted us to, be good steward over our finances, and throughout the Bible, you see how, being a good steward, prospered. A lot of people, Abraham, Joseph, I have a son named Joseph, so that story is definitely rings, close to my heart, because he had a dream, and of course he went through some trials and tribulations, but God was still faithful, and he still blessed him even when he was in jail. Joseph still was prosperous, and he was still had influence, and when the Pharaoh had the dream about I think it was, the goats and stuff that, they were, there were some lean ones, and then there were some fat ones, and how the fat ones eventually ate up the lean ones. And, he didn't understand what that was about. And Joseph was able to interpret the dream. And basically what the dream was saying is that there was going to be 7 years of plenty. And so in this time of plenty, you need to store up. And I mean, and so it's kind of like now, if a lot of us would have, been good stewards over our finances, like, when the pandemic hit, in 2020, some of us, wouldn't have, struggled as much. And so that's why I think it's very important to get educated and educate yourself on managing your finances, get someone like a personal, a financial coach to help you, find out what, that what's in you, because it's in you. It's in you to build your own wealth. Is there. You just got to tap into it, because, God created us as creative beings. And, he said, he give us the knowledge to get wealth, so, and, one of the other people in the Bible that I'm very big on is Solomon. Solomon, he was David's son. And, Solomon was the wealthiest person, known to man. And, Solomon asked for wisdom. He could have asked for the wealth, and all that. But he said he wanted wisdom to govern God's people. And, in seeing that God saw his heart, that he had a, good heart. Was going to have a good heart in stewarding his people, and, the money that, he gave him. And so that's why, he became the wealthiest, person known, because of that. He asked for wisdom. And I always, one of my prayers is that I always ask God for wisdom, in anything that I do. So I want to, be, wise. And, even when I'm, coaching people, I ask for wisdom to, really hear what people are saying, so I can, pull out of them, what's in them. I was talking to a client, over the weekend, and was, coaching her, about her finances. And, basically, when you look at her, what she has coming in, she had, to cover, things that she has to spend her money on. But because, things got out of balance, and, we don't pay attention to, what's going out, we don't budget, you need to budget every month, so it's not, you set a budget and it's good for a whole year. You need to budget every month, because, each month's different. Some bills, fluctuate, and so we need to definitely budget every month, so that way we know where our money's going. And it's called a $0 budget, meaning that your income minus your expenses should equal zero. And I know a lot of people, mean like the zero, meaning that you know where all your money goes. That's basically what it means. It's not meaning that you're supposed to spend all your money. No, you want to, in the long run, you want to be saving all your money, because we know what we're trying to do. We're trying to build wealth. All right. And so to do that, we have to, first, stop spending unnecessarily. I mean, I know things, come up, and, and you have to do certain things. But, unnecessary spending, we have to be mindful of, our triggers, like, now we're, into the fall and winter months, and these months are known for, depression, because we don't have as much sunlight. So there is, an actual depressant, the synonym is SAD, sad, so, and, people they do get depressed during these times of the month, because of, the less sunlight, because of the holidays, and, what those things, might mean to them. So that's why it's very, very important to, be mindful of, what you're spending, why you're spending, don't get into the, I got to do what everybody else do. You have to be able to say, I'm not going to be able to spend this much this month. Okay. Hi, Beth. How are you? Nice to see you again, Luckisha. Oh, nice to hear from you too. Thank you for joining in on the conversation. I'm gonna be mainly talking about, how the scriptures, and how God, he talks about, money in the Bible. He talks about it a lot. One of the scriptures I was going to talk about was Luke 14:28. It says, suppose one of you want to build a tower. What wouldn't you first sit down and estimate the cost to see if you will have enough money to complete it? It's so true. I mean, you don't want to start building a house, literally, building a house and then run out of money and you can't finish it. So that's basically what that scripture says. You want to go into whatever it is that you're trying to do and estimate the cost. Is it, do I have enough? Even if, is it worth it? That's the biggest thing. Is it worth the cost that it's going to take you to do it? So yeah, you definitely, want to count the cost. Okay. And then, Proverbs is a big book for me. If you want to, you want to get some serious wisdom, and get your life right, get in Proverbs. All right. Proverbs 21:20 says, uh, a wise man saves for his future, and a foolish man spends whatever he gets. Okay. I mean, I mean, how simple can you get with that? I mean, straight to the point. You're wise if you're trying to, save for your future. But if you just soon as you get it, you letting it go out the door. It says, a foolish man spends whatever he gets. And that's what happens with a lot of us, and a lot of us do not realize why we're spending the money. We just, we like I was telling my other client. About spending money. Hi there, there's my cousin Margie. Hi, Margie. I'm supposed to holler at my family members, so I am going to do that. She was able to get online because she works. Actually, she works at the bank. And so. She wasn't for sure if she was going to be able to get on because of what time she gets off. Well, hi Margie, thank you for getting on. I am so glad. My niece was on the last time I was on. My sister said she was on, but she didn't see me, and I told her, I said, I think it's easier if you go to YouTube, so you could put type in the chat where I'll be able to see it. All right, now let's go to Proverbs 22:7. It says the rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. How true is that? That's why, if we do have to borrow, we have to, keep in mind, we don't want to be borrowing this forever. This shouldn't be a lifetime commitment or lifetime relationship. All right. So you want to have a way out. Remember, so, estimate the cost. All right. All right. So we want to remember we are a slave to them. So, when we have a loan that's out, they can come, decide to call it loan, at any time they felt like it, and you may not have the money. So that's why, you want to strategically have a plan to get out of debt. So you don't, I know you wander into debt, but it's going to take you some time to get out of it. All right, Dorothy Williams, that's my maiden name. Hi, Luckisha. I saw that you were also on round. Yes, I was. Good to see you around. Yep. Thank you. Yep, I was there. It was a good conversation. We were talking about books that were made into movies, and how did we feel like the movies did the books justice, and how in movies, you have both where it could take, sometimes you lose some of what the book intended, and then sometimes, the movie actually enhances it. So, you have, good and bad, and I think it's probably better to read the book first and then see the movie. That's what I feel. All right. So now we're going to go to, like I said, I told you Proverbs was good. Okay. Proverbs 6:4-5, it says, gives no sleep to your eyes, or slumber to your eyelids. Deliver yourself like a gazelle from the hands of the hunter, and like the bird from the hand of the fowler. So if you ever seen any animal shows, especially the ones where they talk about prey, and you'll see a gazelle, they gotta move, or they will be devoured. And so that's how you want to think of it. You are the gazelle, and that is that lion, or whatever that's usually eats gazelles. So you want to keep that distance far away from each other. And the thing about it, you don't have to do it until you definitely get into your fully funded emergency fund. You want to be intense about it, and get focused and get those things, get those 3 steps accomplished. And then, when you get to, the 4th through 6th step, you can do those kind of simultaneously. Again, that's, after you have your fully funded, that's, now invest in at least 15% or up to 15% in your retirement. Then you're going to start, if you have children, then you want to start, putting money aside for them. And then also now we're going to conquer that biggest debt, which is, if you have a mortgage. Okay. So the mortgage is the one that we wait, we keep paying it. I'm not saying don't pay it or anything like that. But now we're going to really tackle it like we're trying to cut down a tree. We want to, cut it down. We want to get it down as quickly as possible. If you were happen to catch it, or you can see it on, replay on Reader's Magnet on YouTube, I talked about mortgages. All right. Hello. Look, this Luciana is here. Lucy, that's what I call her. Oh, I am so glad she had surgery and she is doing well, and she was able to get on. She says learning so much, never zero budget, or now wherever cent goes, but it makes good sense to me. Well, thank you. Yes, yeah. You want to know where every dollar goes. If that's why you want to do a budget every month. So you and Hamilton, y'all need to sit down. I know you probably the one, because she waiting on her what is it, the lawyer exam. I can't think of what it's called right now. I just left my head. But she's gonna be a lawyer. So so I'm like, she's probably the one that's that handles the money. So you would just bring Hamilton to the table, and let him have some ideas. But yeah, you want to do it every month, so that way what's coming in, what's going out, and and then start conquering those debt, knocking them down. You want to start from the smallest to the largest, because that way you can see progress. That helps you keep motivated when you start from the smallest to the largest. All right. So okay, Sophie. Okay, sometimes I'm having a hard time to decide if this thing is if this is something is my want or need. Okay, please advise. Okay, you having a hard time deciding if things are wants. Okay. All right. So I'm a big gadget girl. I'm gonna tell you. So basically, what you want to see, you want to say to yourself, okay, do I need this right now? Is it going to affect my expenses or my budget right now? Is it going to mess it up? Is it going to just throw it all out of whack? If I waited like 3 to 6 months to get this item, is it going to make a difference? So if it's not going to make a difference if you don't have it right now, then that means it's probably a want, and you can probably wait until you actually have all the money it needs to get that, without you having to pull it from somewhere else, put it on a credit card. So that's what I would say to that. I hope that helped. Okay. All right. Byron, it says, cheers to my favorite art. Thank you. Thank you for all the tips to becoming financial slave. Oh, you're welcome. You're awesome. That's what I'm here for. That's why I wrote the book, so if I wasn't in your living room or on Zoom with you, being your coach, at least you have me, you can read me. Seeing my pictures there, so you can say, okay, what did Keisha say? So that's why I wrote the book. So I do hope everybody is getting some good things that they can take and carry them into their future. And just think about how money, how do you feel about money when you're when money comes in? Is it you got to rush to get it out? Is that how you feel? It said, I'm so happy to catch you live session today. Well, good, thank you, Sophie. I'm glad you caught me too. I have one more session, and that will be that's Thursday at 5:30. So I'll be a little bit early because I got church. Got to go to church. Got to go praise the Lord. Thank Him for all the goodness that He has done for me. Okay, JM says, what are the common questions people ask you about finance? How to get out? How to get out of debt? How to get out of debt? Or how to get wealthy quick? Those are common financial questions people ask. What should I pay off first? Should I do I have to, do I have to worry about, paying more than the minimum payment? Those are the typical questions that I usually get that people ask. Thank you for that question. Okay. Oh, Precious. Margarina. That's an interesting name. Hi, Luckisha. I'm thinking about building my own apartment. Okay. Is it a good idea to apply for a loan or build it slowly with your own money? Well, you're building an apartment building. Um, I would say that depending on how quickly you're trying to get this done, how much would you have to to have as a down payment um, if you did take the loan, and how long would it take for the apartment building to get built? Okay, those are some questions you want to ask yourself. Um, if you don't have the money, then I would say, do sit down with somebody or financial advisor and find out how much it would take for you to put down, and then how much you would need to borrow, and then basically you now would have to figure out how much you would have to charge for rent to cover the expense of the mortgage that you will have. Okay. All right. It says, okay. Helen says, I think I need to read this book. I just love spending and realize I don't have savings. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. So first thing you want to do, yes, is stop spending. Okay. If that means, I don't necessarily say you have to cut up your credit cards, but maybe you can put them away somewhere if that's what you're using to spend with. And then, like I said, do a budget. Like I said, you don't want to build until you first know estimate the cost. So you want to know what you got what you're dealing with. Okay. And then remember, then you want to go hard and get that savings going. And I always say automate. Um, if you can go to your job, everything's online now, and go in there and send some money to a savings account. I think that's the easiest way to start saving. But to really get it up there, you may have to, like I said, cut some stuff out to get your savings. You want at least $1,000 as a first cushion, and then start working on your debt. Okay, Alice says, what is your advice for people who want to do investments, however only have part-time jobs? Okay, well, my advice would, my question to you would be, are you in debt? That's that would once whatever you say to that would let me know what I should say next. Okay, so what do you think is the hindrance for people why they can't be financial stable? I think the hint is, I think, like I said, is it's how their mindset is about money. How they feel about what they're supposed to do with money, what money is for. Um, I think that's the biggest hindrance. And we want to, we want this microwave life, where we, want everything now. We gotta, be like everybody else because we, Instagram and all those places are, making everybody look fabulous, like everybody can have everything, instead of, going at your, being your own person, that, and doing what's best for you. Not worrying about, if you, decide that you're gonna live in this, one room apartment or whatever, because you're trying to build up, a savings account so that you can, buy a house, or you buy whatever it is you're trying to buy, then do that. Don't worry about what someone else says or what someone else thinks. You got to do what's right for you. And we have to get out of that mindset of, being affected by, what people think about us. No matter how bad the movie is, I still read the book. A really great discussion you had there. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did, Dorothy. We had a really great discussion. It was awesome. yeah, I would read the book or the movie, regardless too. I mean, because I'm like, I like different perspectives, and so like in the book, you'll get a little deeper than you probably would in the movie. But so yeah, I would probably do both too. Yeah, and see my thing, and I don't like uh action movies and stuff like that because I always figure it out. I'm still it's hard to not, for me not to figure out how it's going to end. Okay, Helen said, what is a one liner advice you can give millennials about money matters? Invest in a Roth IRA. That's what I would say. Invest in a Roth IRA because a Roth IRA is it's after taxes. So after this is after this is after you've had all the taxes and stuff taken out. um, you can have it set up, it comes out of out of your account, and that's how you can immediately start building wealth at a young age, and that's when we should be starting. That's what I'm trying to teach my sons and tell my sons about it now, that now you're in your 20s, if you start now, um, you could be so much further than I am at my age. If I would have known what I know now at 25, but I would say yes, do that. I want an answer for the question to, like, what to pay first. What to pay first? Whatever is your smallest debt, that's what you should be working on first. Okay, take whatever your minimum payment is, pay that, and then once you get your budget set up, then you will know if you have any extra money to put on that. And if you don't, then you're gonna have to find a way to add some income. That's how you get out of debt quick, is to definitely add income, stop spending. All right, what can you say about the line, the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer? Well, I think it's because we are not, the poor are getting poorer because of not, like the Bible said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So I think, that's what it is. It's lack of knowledge. And, we have to search it out because sometimes it's hidden from us. So we have to be willing to go and, get that information. And that, that's one of the biggest things that's hindering us. That's why, a lot of people stay poor, because they're not willing to invest in themselves to get that knowledge to understand how to handle money. Well, I have like 5 minutes left. I think hopefully he'll tell me when I'm at 2 minutes, so I can wrap this up. I'm having a hard time prioritizing things when everything on my list are needs, thoughts. Um, well, what you could do is you can email me at ttp coaching services, well, ttp at ttpcoachingservices.com. And if you want to, like, send me a list of what you're talking about, and then maybe I can see what you mean, because you think everything on needs. I mean, until I see what they are, I can't really advise you, because what's somebody's want could be somebody else's need. So yep. So if you want to do that, I can, I'll be willing to do that for you. But yeah, you just want to look at the, like I said, I think I said that earlier to someone. I said, if you can do without it, and like 3 months down the line, then be able to get it, then it's probably a want. Okay. All right. Again, the book is called Your Wealth Lives Within: How to Use Your Most Powerful Wealth Building Tool to Secure Your Future. And that tool is your income. That's where we go out and work hard, every day to, build somebody else's wealth. We need to, change that mindset around, like, okay, I need to take that money that I'm getting from them and start now building my own wealth, because it's within you. okay, to do it. So I do hope that this session was good. I wanted to put a biblical spin on it, so that that it's God wants us to be good stewards. He wants us to be wealthy because it's more blessed to give than to receive. We get blessed when we give. So we can't be givers if we don't have it ourselves. So we want to be be in abundance so we can bless someone else. Whether that starts out with just being able to bless your own immediate family, that's still a blessing. And then once you can do that, then you start blessing others out in the community. We saw a lot of that when the pandemic hit. We saw a lot of people giving of their time, giving of their resources and stuff. So we are creatures, that know how to give. We have it, the ability to give, and so we just need the resources to do it as well. But we want to take care of ourselves. We want to have ourselves in a stable place where we can do that, and and be joyful about it. And that's where we get our strength. That's when we find our purpose in life, and that's how we can be effective and make our community, our world, a better place. All right. See you next time.